Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Dorian's DIY Audio. Hey, so in the last video, we went over the RTA that I shot in the vehicle. We can see the graphs, kind of see the frequency response and how things are going. In the video, I'm not sure if you caught it, but I did hint that I have a DSP for this thing. Actually, I kind of have a few DSPs laying around. Anyway, so let's go over one that I actually purchased quite some time back ago. I think it's been like a year since I purchased this one. So this is the Down4Sound EZY-68, and it has six inputs low level and 8 outputs. All right, as I said, I picked this up when it first came out, I think August of 2024. I opened it up, I looked at it, pretty cool. Actually, I even shot a box opening of it, and I never released it. So moving forward here, I did pick up another DSP, and we'll talk about the differences as we go on, right? So the next DSP that I picked up was actually not that long ago. I got it for during the 2025 4th of July sale that they just had that passed by. Alright, let's check this one out. Now, packaging's always fine, and I don't really care about packaging as long as everything looks good. So, this is the second one that I got, and this is the big brother to this guy here, right? This is the EZY DSP 612 plus, right? Now there is some pretty distinctive differences between these two here, and there's a lot of people that have some really there's a couple people who have some really in-depth videos of them. This isn't going to be super in-depth. I will go over what I can see on the back here very quickly, but let's go ahead and pull the original one out. Now, this is the version that does not have the high level, so it's not the plus version, and it's still a pretty slick unit, right? Now, I have installed this in a buddy's vehicle, and it was great, right? So it worked pretty good. It's definitely a pretty decent budget DSP. You're not really gonna find anything else budget new that's really gonna kind of compete with this. I think this is somewhere around $6. Let's look here. I got them pulled up on a website. This one is no longer available because it only comes they only have the plus version now, which means they have high level inputs, but regular price, this is $280, and you can get it on sale for $239, $240 when they're on sale. And Down4Sound always have sales. That's why I got a lot of this stuff, and I'm always catching it on sale. So all you other manufacturers out there who get all angry and butthurt that we use, that they're so popular, put your stuff on sale. Give us a good bargain for what we're looking for. Okay, anyway, rant over. But here is the 612 plus, and packaging is roughly just about the same, which like I said, I don't really care about packaging as long as it's good when it comes to me. I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and bust this baby out. This is the first time seeing this one. All right, so okay, I'm surprised. They're the same size. I thought I seen online that they were different sizes. But anyway, let's just quickly go ahead and take a peek at some of these. I'm going to swing around here for you guys. Okay, so here is the Down4Sound. I'm just going to call it the 8 channel from here going on out. So this is the original that does not have the high level inputs. Okay, but man, if you can still get your hands on one of these, it's a no-brainer, right? Or, you know, if you get the new one that has a high level inputs also, then that's great too. But anyway, let's just go over some of the quick differences that I can see on these. So this unit here for Bluetooth, I think there's a difference between the 8 channel and the 12 channel. And from what I can see is this is going off of the new Plus version. I think it's just Bluetooth 5.0, True HD audio streaming is what they have labeled there on the website. And then when we go ahead and we switch over to the 12 channel, it says that there is, they call it aptX HD Bluetooth. So I think there's a difference. I'm not super keen on it. I do know that there's a Weem device that I'm looking at, and that's like 5.3, and I believe LDAC is what they call, is like the highest available, and that was invented by Sony, but we skip over that. So this unit here, as I said, has 8 outputs, the controller, and this is USB port, which uses a printer cable for being able to link your computer to it. Now on this side here, you have the Bluetooth antenna. You do have coaxial in, and you have Toslink in also, which is pretty dope to have both of those, and at the price to have that, right? And then you have just your low levels, your 6 low levels in on this unit here, and then this is your power ground remote, and then remote out. Okay, so it's pretty simple. The Molex plug, I think they call these Molex. These ones are a little modified because they have the screws to hold them in. So that's dope, right? That works for me. Now here is the reason that I picked up the 12 channel is I never should have purchased this. And the reason I never should have purchased this is that I've always needed at least 10 channels, right? I'm not sure why I chose, this was a complete impulse buy, really, to tell you the truth. Kind of an impulse buy, like I know I wanted one, whatever. So now here is the 12 channel, and let's just quickly take a look at the difference here. You have the optical in, and then you have coaxial in, right? And you have your same 6 channels in. You also have high level inputs, which is dope, and we'll go over some of those shortly here. And then on the other side, you have the controller, and then you have your 12 channels out, and you have the printer cable, once again, that is used for connecting to your PC, right? So let's quickly go over some things, primarily on the 12 channel, because you know that's what we're excited to use. So as I said before, it does have the 5.0 aptX HD. Tell you the truth, I'm not going to be Bluetoothing to this unit directly, or that's not going to be like a main source for me. I have a couple other ways I'm going to be sending signal into this thing, but I do like that this has the high level inputs. It's going to allow me to get rid of a piece of equipment, which is the audio control LC7i, which is a fantastic piece of equipment. I know people kind of down talk that, and they say use this and use that, I'm gonna tell you one thing. That is a great unit, and I'm going to do a video on it explaining it for you guys. But anyway, let's skip that. So this has the high level inputs, and that allows me to go ahead and to remove my LC7i, and I can set that aside for another project down the road. You know, these new vehicles, you don't really change out the head units anymore, right? So I'll set that aside and we'll use that. I can use it on a test bench to show you guys some videos. But the other reason that I chose to go with this unit here is it has phase control in 1 degree increments on the 612 Plus. Now the 68 Plus has that also, but here on this unit it doesn't. And I'm not sure if in the app or once I get it up and running, if I can just click on that, modify to here, and I'll have the 1 degree shift. And I wanted that to try to correct any phase issues that I have. Okay, but let's just quickly go over some of these things in the you know, online here that they have the key features. So it has 6 inputs RCAs, which is dope, and it has the high level inputs, which is dope. Output. The output is 4.2 voltage out RMS, VRMS output, which is nice. 4 volts is pretty good, right? It's not the highest, it's not the lowest. It's pretty decent, and it gives you a little headroom to be able to play with if you need to move it down, so you can boost a little bit, which we'll talk about when we do some tuning. Because if you try to use the highest voltage output and then you try to boost, and you're going to get some distortion, right? So you need to be able to knock it down. And if you need to boost up to a certain frequency and you get distortion, well, if you can knock it down to 4 or 3.8 or 3.7, 3.6 and get rid of that distortion for your boosting capabilities, that's good. Now, some of the more high-end versions, I really wanted to buy a Helix. Everybody's, you know, is big on Helix. I really want to buy one, and I'm going to buy one in the future, right? But the one, when I do buy that, I'm gonna go for like the highest version they have, and we're looking at I don't know, I think $1,400 to $1,600 for the 12 channel Ultra S Ultra, compared to this here on sale. I think I got it for $340. Off of sale, it is $400, right? $399.99. So that's a big difference. In this, when I ordered it, it showed up at the door pretty fast, like really fast. So I live in Connecticut, right? And I think they're in Vegas, right around Vegas area somewhere. And this came faster than the United States Postal Service updated that it was gonna come when I went to go check the tracking online. All right. So I think those are really the only key. Well, let's go over a couple other things. So there's 31 bands of EQ on here. You do get to adjust your Q value also, and you gain control, right? Input, output, all of that stuff. We'll go over this when I'm setting this up and when I'm tuning it. You have high level, low level, filters, adjustable slopes for professional tuning. We're all professionals, eh? Phase alignment, which gives you 0 to 360 degrees, and like I said, The plus versions do that in 1 degree increments. The non-plus version, as far as I know, you only get on a 8 channel, you only get your typical 0 or 180, and I'm not sure if we can mitigate that using a new one. You do have some sort of noise control, which I'm not. I know there's a noise gate. I know how to activate it. I know how to use it, but you do get some limiters, and I guess obviously you can attenuate because you have input level attenuation adjustments, output level attenuation adjustments. It does have a dynamic range of 100 decibels, which is good. Your signal to noise ratio is 102, so I think, you know, anything over 100 is considered to be really good. Anything that's like 90 plus is pretty good. All right, so take that as what it is. The frequency response on it is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? And that's kind of, I'm not gonna say it's all you need, like, because of course you can go with like a really high 96 or whatever, right? And then the other thing is input voltage. If you were to be sending an input voltage into this thing here, and I had a guy that I did help out on the Down4Sound Facebook page, he was having an issue with the inputs. It was too hot coming in, right? The RCA input value is only 2.8 volts VMS, and I will go over that later. And then the output is 4.2 maximum output, which is, like I said, pretty decent. Input impedance 10K, output impedance 51K. That's pretty standard for most modern. I think that's just a pretty standard input output. Something about 5 times. You can watch that stuff and figure it out if you want. The operating temperature is fine. I think even if you lived in Antarctica, well, maybe not Antarctica because it's minus 22 degrees. But if you lived even in the Sahara Desert or the Mojave Desert or any of the hottest places on Earth, 158 degrees, you're good to go. As I said, you got the Bluetooth aptX. And let's just bust out this here. And I'm telling you, I'm surprised that these are the same size. They're literally the same size. Oh, well, look at that. Huh? So, I guess if I needed 20 channels of DSP or 18 channels, I could just link that together and roll like that. So the older DSP has a different font than the newer DSP, right? This one is kind of, you can see that there. But other than that, it's pretty much exactly the same. There is a difference. There's most definitely a difference. So they did swap the input output, which I kind of wish they didn't do, because I needed it to be like this one here. But we'll make it work, even if I have to put it upside down, or if I have to, once I know everything's good, go inside and flop everything so it works differently. But you can see here's a Bluetooth antenna on the original first version, and then here's the Bluetooth original on this side. And I think that they did this because of Rawcat had to do it, and I don't know if they necessarily should have done that, because across the pond they drive on the opposite side of the road, right? So typically everything is going to be floppy flipped, right? So their lefty is our righty, and I think their toilet bowl water spins the other way too. I might be making that up. But let's quickly go over and look at what comes in the box of the 612. We know this box here, the 8-channel, the original, you basically, I don't think you get anything in the box. No, you don't get nothing in the box, right? Everything's here. You're good to go. Now, this is cool because I don't think it gave you the printed cable that is necessary. And this is why I don't think. I had one on Amazon and I purchased the cable, right? So it's cool that in 12 they actually give you the cable. And then they give you the mounting hardware for it. It does use these 2 little tabs, and they give you some screws and stuff, which is dope, right? I mean, if you don't have it or whatever. And then you also get this high level input deal, and look at that. There is, and I have to look to see what this is, but this is a remote wire or a battery wire. And what's this fuse? Oh, look at that little guy. I'll tell you the truth. I've seen the bigger versions of these. I've never seen the mini versions of these, but it's kind of dope that it comes with the 2 amp fuse, because I needed either a 1 amp or a 2 amp fuse for the LC7i that I have, and I had to order it online. They don't have it in, actually 2 amps they might have, 1 amps you have to order online. But here is your high level inputs, and it's kind of dope that they set you up for the bullet style connectors. What would have been nice is if they had given you the bullet connectors to be able to plug in, because being able to find those. Now, myself, I would solder these connections together so that they're a maintenance free deal, because you can unplug this, or yeah, that's how I would do it. I would solder it and heat shrink it. I know some people believe that these connections are better or plugs are better, but yeah, not me. Let's just quickly look in the 612 box and then go over one more quick thing, and then we're out. Let's quickly go over what's in the 8-channel box, and then we're out of here. So yeah, as I expected, the only thing you got in the old 8-channel, which I guess is kind of really not worth me even talking about, but I won't talk about it. All you get is the mountain hardware. That's it, because that's all you need in there, right? There is no high level inputs, so that's that. The last thing I want to go over, and I did purchase this also when it first came out, even though I didn't use it, I had to have it. I had to have it. I had to have it. Notice I had said before that I will be using my DSP a little different. I can't change it. I can change a head unit in my truck. I don't want to. There's no reason for me to. I mentioned the Weem. I also have other devices that are going to allow me to stream into this, but not using Bluetooth. So I did need the controller. Now, I picked up the first version of the controller, and I'm going to grab that so we can take a peek at it. But I've seen a picture of the same controller, but the new one, and I think I might like the new one better. So the new controller doesn't come in this generic box here that has Chinese written on it. Chinese writing, Mandarin, I think they call it. And it just says controller. All right, that's not even a Chinese accent. Sorry, I don't claim to be the smartest. So this is the first time I'm getting a look at this, and I can tell you off the rip, I thought from the pictures that it was much larger than what it is, and it's dope that it's not. Okay, so here is the controller, and it uses the telephone style jack, right, which we can see here. But let's go ahead and pull this back just a tad bit. Okay, so I'm gonna push that back. So it looks like there's almost like a chrome style finish on this when we peel this back. Let me show you guys. See how it almost looked like it's like black chrome? I don't know if the new version, I think it's just black, right? So, but I have this one here and I'm gonna try it, and because I have multiple DSPs, I'm actually gonna try, I'm gonna see if I can trace the pins out in these, at least make sure the powers are correct so I don't cross anything and fry anything, and then see if I can get a different one to work with. But this is about half the size that I was expecting the controller to be. It's dope, it's nice, it's handheld, but here's the deal. If you look at all of the other controllers, they didn't make them where they were handheld. They made them where you can put them, install them in, and be usable and workable, right? I'm not sure. I mean, this encoder, it feels, I don't know if there's tactile vibrations back, but I mean, it feels fine. I have no reason to think that it's trash, and just pressing that button and turning it feels the same as most of the others. But I kind of wish that they had a version where you could install it kind of like the Helix Director or Conductor, right? Where you just install it and it is what it is, and it's not something that moves around, because, you know, over the years, over the time, you don't want this to bust up. And as I said, for me, I'm not planning on really using the Bluetooth input. I will check to see the frequency responses on it. But yeah, so that's kind of it on these DSPs here, right? And as I said, you can spin a lot more very quickly. I know people talk about the JL Audio Tweak Torque 88. That's cool, but I'm not sure how much they've updated the software on that, and it's kind of a good bargain. When you look at something like the other one that I used to always talk about, which was the Dayton Audio, that was something that was developed a long time ago, and I think there's only like 12 bands, if memory serves me correctly, that you have on there. I don't think you get much of phase adjustment. Like, it's lacking. It needs to be updated, right? Even if you were to go for the super budget, the PRVs, Tapanos, all of those, which are the same joints, yeah. Not that they make bad equipment and I'm poo-pooing on them, but that's kind of, it's so outdated now. It's time for them to do a refresh. So if you guys are hearing me, please do a refresh. And then there's another one out there that I'm going to possibly pick up and make a video on. But this is getting long, so let me just show you the quick little surprise if you guys stuck around. And I forgot all about this, and you might have been able to see it back here, but I'm not going to open box it, but I'm just going to show you it. I forgot that I picked this up so that shipping on this would be free. I picked up this Down4Sound bass knob, and it's pretty cool, right? It's just a bass knob. So there's really nothing like super special about it. But I'll tell you one thing that I like the size of it. When you get these other ones, which I have another one in the house, which is cool, built from kind of a semi-local guy who makes bass knobs, they're huge, right? And if you want huge, then that's cool, but it's like, it takes up, it's like that big, right? I'm gonna tell you, it's like that big. You know what? Let me go inside and grab it real quick. All right, so here's the bass knob, and this is from 315 Customs. He's out of upstate New York, I think closer to the Buffalo region. And this one's dope, right? You can see the size difference. right? And it's not bad that it's big, it's just that it's big. Like I said, holding this is like holding the package. But this one has a voltage meter on it, which I'm not sure how necessary it is or isn't to have a voltage meter on your bass knob. It's got a big knob on it, and I don't know if these are linear or not. I haven't tested them yet, but this one has the power, obviously, ground, power, and remote for your voltage meter. But anyway, I did want to quick show you, and I guess a shout out to a homie who owns 315. I met him over at a car show in Rhode Island not that long ago, and because I like to show love to people, I picked that up, not needing it at all. I guess I also picked up the other one, not needing it at all. But anyway, I don't want this video to be super long, but next one we'll have coming out will be me installing this one to use in my vehicle, pulling out the LC7i, and then I'm not sure, this might be a bench, this might be used for a bench model, or I have multiple vehicles. My two older trucks, which is a 91 Nissan hardbody and a 97 Toyota Tacoma. There's room in the dashboard for a actual head unit, so this would work in that, unless I decide to go fully active on the front stage, which I'm not sure if I will, because those are more toy trucks. But anyway, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And yeah, we'll be installing this guy. We'll be installing this guy into the truck here shortly, and then getting the tuning on this. And I also have another little secret that I dropped in the other one, and we're gonna go ahead and check out the next video, because it's gonna be a that I picked up secondhand, but it's still pretty dope. But anyway, until next time, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that YouTube stuff. Help your boy get in the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, y'all, peace.